Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly recap. And if you thought things were going to calm down before Thanksgiving, well, you're absolutely wrong. This week, we've got chicken robots, airlines are tapping out, and Hollywood's crying in the shower. Not to mention some dude that shoved 81 notches up his nose. Now let's jump right into it. First up, robots are everywhere, and it's actually good for once. As a matter of fact, small business owners are out there beating the big guys. We got robots for frying, robots for sorting, robots for unpacking. We got robots everywhere. Lou, what type of robots are you seeing in the world?
Matt, my favorite is Flippy. You go to these fast food places and it's making fries, it's flipping burgers. The real truth here is, Matt, businesses now are able to scale because these robots are now accessible. These aren't tens of thousands of dollars like they were years ago. There are actually real robots helping small businesses with their ROI.
Hey, listen, I guess when you want $25 an hour for flipping burgers, this was just bound to happen.
Matt, I remember years ago when New York City raised their unemployment to some obscene amount. There was a McDonald's in Chambers Street in Tribeca that got rid of all their cashiers and put in these kiosks. And you want to know something? Those kiosks are still there and the employees are not, because you can't sustain a fast food establishment with $27 an hour wages.
It just doesn't make sense. The margins aren't there. Now, speaking of margins, I guess Amazon's trying to find margins in other places. It looks like they're on a firing spree, and they're not actually bringing you into a conference room, letting you go, having a little bit of empathy for you and sending you on your way. Right now, these days, you're just getting a text message and an email. What are your thoughts on that, Lou?
Matt, look, you can't stop corporate America and businesses from cutting back and letting some people go. It's not so much the message, but how they sent the message. Mass firings via email, it's a tough one. You don't want to have that boo-hoo crying person in the cubicle, but on the flip side, you probably want to show a little bit more emotion and sensitivity when you're laying off that many people.
Listen, I've been on the other side of that. I don't want somebody going all nuclear on me. It gets rid of all the emotions. I don't know if I totally agree with it, but there is something there.
Maybe an email with a box of Kleenex?
Meanwhile, Hollywood's back to its old tricks, showing you the best 2 minutes of your life. Get this, man. Every movie's failing at the box office, but straight out of China, these 2-minute videos that lure you in have been making a ton of cash.
Matt, these micro dramas, I'm a little conflicted. I mean, I know our attention span is getting shorter and shorter, and we're not going to the movies, so we're watching it on Netflix in the comfort of our living room. But now you're telling me we don't even have the patience to watch a movie? We want to watch a 90-second or 2-minute micro drama? I don't know. I'm not into this.
No, I get it, bro. They get you hooked on the first couple episodes, and then they make you buy the rest. Totally get it. It's like a movie drug dealer. The Hollywood, these Chinese
sticky micro dramas.
Once you watch the first 3, you're hooked. They got you for the rest of your life. All right.
You know what they should do? They should do micro drama soap operas.
That's what they
get
do.
all you get all the middle America housewives hooked on General Hospital micro drama.
And over in the labor market, it looks like Americans are finally going back to blue-collar work as white-collar jobs are getting wiped out by AI. Nobody really saw this coming. They thought the first ones to get wiped out were going to be the blue-collar jobs, but all those expensive degrees are now going back to trade schools.
Cubicle is out. The sweatshop is in, buddy. Blue collar is back. And we're talking about white collars are no longer getting dry cleaned. It's all about the blue collars. Matt, this makes total sense. You can't automate construction. You can't automate manufacturing. There is always that grunt work. And frankly, when companies are laying off mid-tier management, the best place to resort to is the blue-collar industry.
Well, look, a correction facility in Atlanta, Georgia, had to close its application process after 2 weeks. Correction jobs are up over 40%. And military, the U.S. military, hit its recruitment goals early for the first time in years. We can call it the Trump effect. We can call it the AI effect. But the truth of the matter is this. Blue-collar jobs are here to stay until Optimus and Tesla come out with the robots.
Matt, I'm loving this good news. Look, military recruiting is up. Blue-collar jobs are up. You can always go back to school and become a lawyer, become an accountant, but the core of the American economy has always been blue collar.
Now, later on this week, we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, and thank God the government is back in action because we don't want any more travel delays after a 43-day government shutdown.
Matt, this is great news. People are still traveling, but they're pivoting. They're resorting to rail and their internal combustion cars rather than flying. Who wants to sit in an airport and hope that the flight's on time? And who wants to be rerouted to some godforsaken destination? Use Amtrak, use your car, let's go.
Now, on to some more optimistic news. Small and medium-sized businesses are actually very optimistic running into 2026, saying it's going to be their best year in a long time.
Matt, all I can say is there's got to be macroeconomic trends. You have a more friendly government. There is a little bit less bureaucracy. We've taken that initial jab to the nose on tariffs, and businesses are still standing. So I think if you're still in business, you're an optimist. And optimism will prevail. And 26 is the year of the small business, buddy.
Listen, I think you're absolutely right, but I think it's for different reasons. And the reasons I'm talking about are pretty simple, right? Corporate America has been benefiting from Trump over the last year. The stock market is always 6 months ahead of the economy. That trickle-down effect is starting to happen.
Matt, and now, your favorite part of the weekly recap. Some quick hits from around the web, where the internet gets even weirder.
So listen, I know you have family from Australia, but have you ever been to Australia?
Never. No Vegemite sandwiches in my lifetime.
Listen, they're serious about their Vegemite. It's actually at a fact that prisoners are suing the government because they're not allowing Vegemite in prisons anymore. Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that they were using it to steer drug-sniffing dogs away?
Cruel and inhuman punishment.
Next, the financial magic trick that Meta stole from basically Enron. What they actually, right? No? Do you know about this?
No, what they do? Hiding a $27 billion data center investment in a joint venture like a middle schooler shoving homework under the bed. It's paying $270 million a year just to pretend that...
That's basically what Enron was doing. They were using LLCs and putting all the losses inside the LLCs.
So Meta was doing the same thing?
That's what they're saying. But it's going back and forth, and what they're saying basically is that nobody knows how to account the appreciation right. Okay. All right.
So they're investing in data centers and using them as losses?
Yeah, but they're putting it in a joint venture and not showing that joint venture on their books. The joint venture has a loss, not Meta itself.
So how do we cover this?
I don't know. Let's just read what she says.
Go, Matt. You go for it.
Next, Meta's taking a play out of the Enron playbook. Next up, Meta is actually out there pulling an old magic trick that's straight out of Enron's playbook. They took a $27 billion data center, put it into a joint venture, and pay $270 million a year just to hide it.
Looks like Zuck's going to be wearing those Ray-Bans.
I'm not really sure what's going on here yet. We have to see. It's really hard these days to be a huge publicly traded company and pull the wool over investors' eyes. There's just too much data out there.
And finally, go from that. This right up your alley.
Yeah, this one, I really don't get people. Some dude out in Sweden put 81 matches up his nose to win a Guinness Book World Records. I got no comments here.
That's what social economies do. They force you to do weird things. All right, folks, that's your recap. Check out the full newsletter for the deeper dives and parts we couldn't say out loud without legal reviewing it. And if you're gearing up for 26, grab a call with Credit Bank and get your game plan locked in. See you next week. Stay safe, stay caffeinated, and please keep the matches away from your nose.
Why? Why would somebody do that?